Hey. Today is lesson 5. You're writing your verse today, and inevitably a little bit of structure as well. The first thing, before you get into this, it's helpful to listen to other successful tracks. Now, our track is not going to be that long, but the track that I recommend you have a listen to, and like there's many that you could choose from, is Party Rock Anthem. Listen to how the density comes and goes, where the bass enters, where the drums drop, where they drop out, where they come back in, where they've got frequency filters happening, just to give you some inspiration. All right. Now, as per usual, I'm just going to play you roughly the end point of where you're going to get today, just to show you. And rather than playing the bit that you're familiar with, I'll just start from what we're going to call the verse. All right, we'll leave it there. Okay, as I did last lesson, instead of opening a new file, I'm just going to delete all that new stuff, and I'll show you how to build it. This is doing it. Let's go. So the first thing you're going to do is just copy what you've got and leave an 8-bar space that we're going to create our verse. So Command C, so from 9 to 17. All right, there's your 8 bars, and Command V. Now, unfortunately, we will also not only copy the MIDI tracks, but also the automation that lies underneath it. So with this section selected, click on A, and it's the bass and the lead lines that I have created automation for. So hold down Shift and select the automation that you're wanting to copy, Command C, and then move to where you want to paste it, Command V, and just do it through however many times you need it, and do it for each thing that you've automated. Okay, so you've got these 8-bar blank space. The first thing I want you to do to fill that space is just to copy now the first 2 chords of your sequence through there. So for me it was A minor F. You might have something different. So Command C, place your cursor where you want it, Command V, and multiple times just to fill that space. Okay, so you should get 4 repeats of A minor F. Cool. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is to create a drum pattern, starting from the 4th bar in your gap. Okay. Now I'm just going to use Epic Electro. And I'll use Command, and because I'm going to type this in. All right, now so just a single bar. So the kick is on every quarter note. I might go that slightly bigger. So we get 4 of those. Yeah, that'll do. So that's nice and clear. There's the 4. They don't need to be that long, but it doesn't really matter. And now the hi-hat, there needs to be 8 of these. So the snare's on 2 and 4 as per usual. All right, so this is just, there it is. This is a very basic rock beat. It's called 4 on the Floor. All right, so let's just solo that. I'll just, here we go. So you know what it sounds like. All right, anyway, there you go. Okay, so once you've got it built, just loop it. Now this time I haven't got you to use this, but that loop there just means we can just repeat that. It works perfectly if it's in this sort of scenario. Okay, cool. All right, the next thing we're going to do is to get this tone sweep. So, and this is a classic thing in EDM. It starts out really muddy, like it's underwater, and then it comes out nice and clear. So, as per usual, hit A, And this time, I've actually already got it selected, but if you go into here, remember that by default it's volume. All right, but this time, I want this, what I want you to look in here, and you might see high cut, and if you've got a plug-in channel EQ, high cut frequency. Now, there's a few names that it comes under. So high cut, I think sometimes you might see it as cut off, and at other times high cut frequency. So that's the one I'm going to be using. And what I'm going to do, so click a marker, so like so. And here we're going to get it up to max, and then it's going to repeat. So we're going to get it going up to nice and clear, and then back down, and it can be all the way up, and then back down to muddy again, and then rise it right up nice and clear. This here is the toggle for turning your automation on and off. So it'll change colour once you have it on. Okay, so here we go. Cool. All right, so that's the effect I'm after, and I might actually, it's just a little bit extreme, so let's just drop that down a bit. Yeah, that's cool. All right, that's what I'm after, so just actually match that. All right, so the next step is we're going to create a bit of a riff. Now, this riff could be like even just as simple as 2 notes. It needs to be sort of rhythmic and catchy. Hopefully you can manage that. And it's the B played over your A minor F chords. All right, so what I've used is the big square, so plus the instrument, jump into it. Command K for keyboard to bring this up. I was into that. I liked it, but if you don't like it, by all means, go into your menu. You're probably wanting lead. You might even try EDM chord. That might work for you. Find something that you like, that it's going to work. It's going to give you this sort of catchy, groovy thing. So create a loop just over the first 2 chords, and then we'll come up with a riff, and then we'll copy that through the bridge. Now, I've been playing around with this for a while, so I've got an idea already, but it'll take you some time. Okay, I'm going to try recording it. Alternatively, you can just enter it into your piano roll. You can just experiment there. In the end, I'm going to do that anyway because I'm going to have to fix it. So yeah, let's have a crack. Alright, so that's what I want, more or less. Now I'm going to fix it, so close that guy, and here we are. Now, if you've already quantized, it'll probably line up with your marks. Let's just have a listen, see if I like where the notes land. If I don't, I'll fix them up. Actually, that's perfect. I like that. It's automatically quantized it for me. Okay, so I'm just going to use that loop button, and I'm going to pull it through to the end of my verse, so-called, and hit A. And again, I've already selected cutoff. But yeah, so in this menu, you might have plugins, you might not, but here cutoff is the equivalent to what I want to do with the previous one. And again, I'm going to, this same curve that you see here in the drums, I'm going to create more or less the same thing. Actually, it's probably helpful to get that back a little. Okay, so now drag it down. Again, you may not want to go all the way down because it just gets too muddy and you just kind of lose it completely and you can't even hear it. But you can experiment with that. All right, so let's have a listen. Yep. Okay, cool. So that's the concept. The next thing I want you to do is copy some of your drums. So I'm just going to grab all of these drum parts, and shift them over so they reach the the climax, if you like, where the bridge ends. Okay, so you can see where we're going there. Now, a couple of things. So I'm hearing these chords, the A minor, F. They're too loud for me. So I'm just going to automate the volume, make sure it's volume for my chords. That's massive saws. Put in your level, your standard level before you start dropping it. I'm going to raise it up through the verse sections. I just want it to be really pulled back in. Okay, cool. So I'm getting there. Now, you will have noticed that all of my drums are quite bright right from the as soon as they're introduced. So again, use that cutoff filter in those drum parts so that it builds nicely to those higher frequencies at your climax, which is the end of your verse there. All right. Now the next thing is, I like that. So you build it up and then you drop it really quickly. That's kind of a cool effect. So I noticed that at the end of my verse, at that climax, I've still got the kick going, and so I'm actually going to get rid of that for maybe even 4 bars. So that's like this it kind of stops there. Okay, so what to do? Get creative. There's lots of ideas there. I know I've talked fast. Just have a blast and come up with something that just has great energy. Good luck, enjoy, and I'll see you next week.